Vetting a politician should happen in the public square, not on the pulpit. That vetting should be a matter of principle. If you want your congregants as a pastor to effectively know who the right leader is to go for, what you do is not expose them to the leader. What you do is to expose them to the principles. The reason Christians should get a political seat is because part of the mandate of Christendom. Christendom has 3 mandates. The first mandate is evangelism. Evangelism deals with the transformation of souls. The second mandate of Christendom is something called discipleship. It is building effective believers. And then thirdly and most importantly, the mandate of the church deals with
which brings me to the next question. Now, okay, we're talking about the role of, because now we are approaching elections. Yeah. This is a very timely conversation now that you're approaching elections. There are politicians who like to leverage the church platform to maybe present their manifesto. Now, when a politician asks to say, for example, maybe you are a pastor in this nation, yeah, you're a famous pastor, and a politician seeks to speak to your congregation. Now, you see these people, they are saying they want to help the people, they want to help the community. Now, you have equipped your church members, they are doing well financially, they are thriving to an extent that they have organizations that are community-oriented. They are not relying on government, they are thriving, doing well, offering free health services. They are helping the vulnerable, they are marginalized areas, they have projects, water sanitation, things like that. Now, if your politician approaches you wanting to speak to your members, and your members are doing well financially, but they want votes, and you want to give them an avenue to vet the leaders, as they're asking for votes, because at the end of the day, we will have to vote. Yeah, but you need to know the right leader. So, how would you approach that? The time okay, fine, you want to give them a chance to come to the pulpit, but you want to give your people an avenue to vet those leaders, to vet their commitment to the people. Why not send those politicians to your people, your church members that are already building their projects, their community-oriented organizations, and by so doing, you're able to not see their hearts. Are they for the people, and would they go and visit them? Now, based on their interaction, your church members will either give them the vote along with their community, the people they are supporting, as opposed to, because what they would come and tell us on the church pulpits, is not enough to warrant a vote. So why would the church not create an avenue like that to be able to, because they never get a chance to vet. They only give us promises that they can deliver, they present their manifesto, but you don't get to see a demonstration of what they say. So if the church is financially thriving, independent, we're not relying on the government, we're just doing okay, we are thriving. We're just giving them an opportunity for them to actually demonstrate their commitment to the people. Again, how will we know that these people are actually for the people? They have a heart to help the people, unless we see that demonstration.
Vetting a politician should happen in the public square, not on the pulpit.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
The public square. So
where is the public square?
The public square the public square is a big space, but there are elements to it. Mm-hmm. One of the elements, for example, is this thing about, what's the name? Consulting the electorate before public participation. Public participation is a huge area in the public square where you to the degree to which a politician allows you to get involved in making policies, to that degree, if they care about you or not.
Oh, they involve the people.
Yeah, they involve the people. So public participation. Recently, something happened in Nairobi without public participation. A problem. Now, the public square is also the media. And in fact, recently, you can see many media stations, the mainstream ones, have what they call town hall meetings, where a politician will come, or even a thought leader, and people are allowed to ask them questions. Every day there is a morning show where politicians come and people are allowed to ask questions. So number one, the vetting of politicians is done in the public square. Now, that vetting should be a matter of principle. To that effect, I'm going to say that if you want your congregants as a pastor to know, to effectively, how do I put it, effectively know who the right leader is to go for, what you do is not expose them to the leader. What you do is to expose them to the principles. Okay. Expose them to the principle. So the leader does not need to come for you to, If you were to, for me, if a leader stands for abortion, that's it. Now I'm talking about me as Charles. These are my comments. Mine. Or let me say if a leader stands for abuse of children, do they need to come to talk to me? As a matter of principle, that's a problem with me. As a matter of principle, that's not something you should stand for. Now, I've given it as an example to say this, that one of the worst things you can do as a church leader is to have a personal political opinion and then enforce that on your congregants. Many pastors have done that. They've had a personal political that I really believe this leader is good. And then they brought that leader to impose that leader over their people. So they don't give the chance for people to make their choice. So you want to evaluate a politician, there are very many constitutional ways, but it's in the public square. Find out their track record in the public square. Find out what they speak, their speech in the public square, where they walk. A leader can only be as good as their team. So who are they? If they claim to be the only person of integrity in a team of corrupt people, they are corrupt. So you see that? Public square. But unfortunately, conversations like this, I can tell you, conversations like this, these are what we're doing right now is called civil education or civic education. Conversations like this are very rare in our present day and age because people are too distracted with their day-to-day. So if a politician gives you 200, 500 Kenya shillings, you're like, that's it. But conversations like this need to be had. So that is how you evaluate. You want to make sure that in church and in the kingdom setup, you teach principles. And one of the principles is be proactive in the public square. Go and evaluate them in the public square. That's why Christians should go for political rallies. The church should get involved in politics, both in vying for seats and in evaluating. And in that evaluation, there should be principles. And in the public square, becoming part of the conversation. Asking questions. Why SHA, not NHIF? Ask questions. Why is 80 billion being given to Nairobi, yet the government, the national government owes Nairobi 100 billion and has not paid those ones in debts, but suddenly they want to give 80 billion and gain some control over Nairobi. Now, you see, I'm not saying I'm on one side or the other. I'm saying let's get involved in those questions. Because if we don't get involved in the public square, the function of the light is to use the light and interpret the issues that are in the public square.
Okay. Yeah.
The public square. Why were people being killed during the Gen Z protest? Public square. Those are public square conversations. So we should get involved, and then once we've gotten involved in the public square, then we will have a dual foot. We will know where to get light and apply that light to. We are the light of the world. Yeah. We will even know the things to evaluate in our lives to know whether we are ready for political seats or not. Okay. There are many people who have vision and they think vision alone qualifies them to hold a political seat, and they are Christians. To that degree, they will get compromised very fast because vision without character is nothing.
I would like to understand why what's the purpose for acquiring a political seat in terms of kingdom change. One
of the biggest tools of the political seat, and I like this. In fact, getting a political seat removes you from being tribal. Because whether someone voted for you or not, whether someone is from your community or not, based on the people who are part of you, the people that you represent, you must serve them. Yeah. So there is no discrimination in who you are going to serve. Mm-hmm. Now, there is a part in Christendom that is meant to, in fact, it says, do good to all people. That's in the book of Thessalonians. Do good to all people. And it says, especially to those of the household of faith. Which means there is a part of our ministry that has to do with doing good to all people, whether they are Christians or not. The reason Christians should get a political seat is because part of the mandate of Christendom. Christendom has 3 mandates. The first mandate is evangelism. Evangelism deals with the transformation of souls, bringing souls to the kingdom. And it is the only way God uses to bring souls to the kingdom. The second mandate of Christendom is something called discipleship. It is building effective believers, indoctrinating them into how the kingdom works so that they can actually be effective kingdom representatives through their lives, their personal lives first. That if I evaluate your finances, they're kingdom finances. Your family is a kingdom. Before you move out there, your personal life. And then thirdly and most importantly, the mandate of the church deals with societal transformation. To that degree, we must get involved in politics, because politics deals with you're not just doing something for the church. No, it's societal transformation. Yeah. And we have Egypt. God is the one who gave Joseph the dream, true? Yeah. But did the dream just feed Joseph and those who are close to him? No. It was societal and even global transformation. Everybody came to feed from Egypt. Yeah.
Know that we can see, we want to change the world, we want to transform our nation, but we cannot all we are not all politicians. So I wouldn't want us to limit social transformation to political landscape, because we can't all be politicians. I
don't think all of us should be politicians, but I think all of us should be involved in politics.
Yeah, that's me. No, I was talking about political seats, because I thought...
we can't all vibe. I completely agree with you. We can't all... No, not everybody has been called to vie for a political seat.
Yeah, but we are all being called to
get involved in the issues. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a very productive conversation that we've had. We will continue in this conversation.
I think we will. I'd like to say this just as a finishing comment. Societies are developed. The software of developing effective societies is open conversations. Yeah. That truly is the software. And open conversations mean you've got to allow people to have differing opinions.
Yeah, it is true. Dialogue across differences.
We've got to allow people. So, perspectives. My point to you that is watching us is, you may disagree with my comments. Provide yours. Don't be a keyboard warrior that only disagrees through the comment, but you have no way to transform anything in society. If you're disagreeing with what we are saying, come as a guest, start your podcast, invite us to speak.
Debate you.
Basically, bring me your strong reasons. But don't disagree as a matter of offense. That simply because you're offended, you think that you are right. No. You may be offended because you are wrong. But at the same time, I have no problem in admitting if I was wrong on anything. But the underlying thing is that we must have open conversations that are based on the light of God's word.
Yeah, I'll be talking, that's what actually my podcast is all about, vetting conversations against vetting perspectives against the truth. Yeah.
Fantastic. So I challenge you for the same. Thank you, Carol.
Thank you for coming. It's really wonderful. It's always a pleasure talking to you. You are a great mind. I like how you think.
Wow, it's a pleasure also just to be present here. Thank you for having the boldness to step in conversations that are not too commonplace, but that are necessary.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. This is the end of today's video. I'll be seeing you next week for another episode, another wonderful conversation. Goodbye.